Good morning, children. Hope you are all fine. Your family members, everybody are healthy. Okay. Pray to Almighty for everything good. Okay. So let me start. Unit 2 History. The extension of British rule over India. So you all know it. So while Carnatic Wars and the Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar, the eastern side of India was occupied by the Britishers. They had the eastern side of full country under their control through the wars of Carnatic and Battle of Plassey and Buxar. So let me tell you which is the eastern part of India, and from there we will start. Okay, so let me draw. You all have to learn to draw India map, children. Roughly I am drawing, right? It's not the perfect one. So actually at that time, this whole of Bangladesh and Pakistan was under India only. Whole here, West Pakistan and East Pakistan, that is Bangladesh, our neighboring countries, and Pakistan was together with India only. Complete these two countries together, including India, was known as India. Okay, Bangladesh and Pakistan were together. Later on, after 1947, this division happened. Bangladesh separate and Pakistan was separated from India. Okay, so before that, so we need not worry about this and all. So we'll just go for these places. So here what happened, this complete eastern side, okay, this is east, west, north and south, right? So these place, okay, this is Bengal, right? Bengal, Awadh, then Carnatic. This whole portion of eastern side came under the control of the Britishers through Carnatic wars. You know, the Nizam and Nawabs were ruling here, and how little by little the British got control over these places. And in Carnatic wars, that was indirectly the wars between the French and the Britishers only. And next, Bengal also, here the Nawab will give back what you call whole control. Diwani rights will be given by Shah Alam to the Britishers, all the Diwani right, and East India Company will have control over here for trading. Now, the left out is to the western side, central India and all. So here in Karnataka, we will have Anglo-Mysore wars, which will be told to you in, you'll be knowing about it in unit 4. And next year, Maratha. Here Maharashtra, no? So Maratha wars. Here, this is Maratha. I'll mark with this color so that you will come to know about which places the conquering and all. This is Anglo. Now today we are going to know about the Anglo Maratha wars. And here was this Punjab. Okay, this Punjab, Punjab. Okay, here about these places we are going to know how they conquered. So these Sikh wars and Maratha wars, right? So here these places were conquered by how they got the control over these places, and here Punjab, okay, how they got the control of Punjab. So the history of how the Britishers got these places under their control, and also the central India here. Okay, one more color I will apply so that you will come to know. Yeah, I will apply white. Yeah, green. So here, this central India. Okay, these here round the princely states, how these places came under their control, we will come to know, right? So, and Karnataka, how it came under their control, we will be learning in chapter 4. So, let me come to this one. So, here what happened after the Carnatic wars and Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar, these eastern side had control. The eastern side, the Britishers had control over these places. Next, what happened? The Britishers, after these wars, they their forces were so powerful that they made the European countries to know about that power and how they were controlling. Full hold they had on Indian continent, Indian subcontinent, and how, and they did not allow any of the European countries to come and to go against them. They did not allow. And moreover, Shah Alam II also had given all the Diwani rights. Now, but actually what happened? To claim this one, to have this Maratha Empire and the Mysore Empire, and also the Sikhs who were ruling in Punjab, and also these places, the rulers were the Marathas and the Mysore kings were very powerful, and even the Sikh were very powerful. Now slowly their eye got on these places how to have a control. And also so here and after the implementation of few policies, like already you know Robert Clive implemented dual government system, okay, which were dual government system was implemented by Robert Clive. What is dual government? Dual government is nothing but the administration will be in the hands of the respective king, and the rest of it, the maintenance of revenue and collecting taxes, everything in the treasury will be, money matter will be under the control of the Britishers. That was dual system. And next, slowly after this dual government system, another two policies came. That was doctrine of lapse and subsidiary alliance. So these policies also, what are they and what are the conditions under that will be discussed after the first Maratha war. So implementation of these policies, their cunning policies, what happened? The whole country by mid of 19th century. Mid of 19th century is now which century we are in? We are in 21st century, right? 21st century we are in. So 2100 actually. So we are in 21st century. So next we have already finished that one. Now we will be in 22nd. So next is what now in the by mid of 19th century means what? Mid is after 1801 to up to 900. Okay, see, from 1801 to 900 CE, it is known as 19th century. This is known as 19th century. And mid means like 1857 by that time. Got it? So by mid of this one, the whole country came under the control of the Britishers by implementation of which policies? Subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse. So what are these policies and all will be explained later on. So you have one brief note about this unit. I feel you are understanding the history of India, how little by little the British were occupying, right? So first we will go to first Anglo-Maratha War. Second. First Anglo-Maratha War. So what are the reasons for the first Anglo-Maratha War? Actually what happened, Shah Alam II, because the Marathas will be powerful and all, and to support Shah Alam II will be at the center, that is in Delhi, he will be the emperor. So to support him, they will extend their support. Marathas will extend their support to Mughal emperor, okay, Shah Alam II. So that's why in return of that, Khora and Allahabad, okay, the two places here, okay, Khora and Allahabad will be given by Shah Alam II to the Marathas. And the Marathas head, like how for emperor, was known as Peshwas. They were known as Peshwa. The Maratha emperors were known as Peshwas. Peshwa. Okay, the Maratha empire head was known as Peshwa. Okay, and that is the traditional system to have that position in their empire. So here what happened? One powerful king was there. He was Madhav Rao. He was very powerful. So after his death, what happened? When he died, no? So what happened? His brother, who's Madhav Rao brother, Narayan Rao. Okay, Madhav Rao brother, Narayan Rao was made as the head of the Marathas. So as a leader or Peshwa. So then what happens? This Madhav Rao's brother will be there. His uncle, that is Raghova. His name is, he is Raghova, or you can call him as Raghunath also, Raghunatha Rao. So what happens is here, Narayan Rao, first again I am repeating, please don't get confusion. Madhav Rao will be a powerful king of Maratha empire. So after his death, what will happen? His brother Narayan Rao will come to the power. So, but this will be not what I call digested, like when he is made, his uncle Raghunath Rao or Raghova will get jealous that he is not made, because he is a brother of Madhav Rao. Sorry, Madhav Rao will be the king and his brother will be Narayan Rao will be made to come to power. So their uncle, no, he will get jealous of it that his brother is made, came into power. So that's why what he will do, he will murder Narayan Rao. Raghova will murder Narayan Rao. So what happens? Again this Maratha Federation will be there. Maratha Federation means all the head who are all very senior kings and their fathers and all, no, they will be the members of this Maratha Federation. Federation is nothing but like how we are having associations and for them president and all, like that this Marathas had federation. So what happens, this Maratha federation will take one decision because Narayan Rao will be murdered. So that's why his minor son, okay, his minor son by name, his name will be, one second, of Narayan Rao will be given the post of the Peshava. So then again Raghava will become more angry of that, because again they have made his son only who is minor. So Raghava will go to the Britishers to seek help. So he will go and seek help. So that what you call, that is a chance for the Britishers that to help Raghava, they will wage. Also already they were having one jealous that Shah Alam too had given Marathas Kora and Allahabad and all. So that's why, keeping that in the mind and taking using this chance, they will exploit, and the army, British army, will go and have a fight with Marathas. And later on what happens, the Marathas, however, at the beginning, no, they'll be fully uplifted only. They in the upper hand only. They'll be winning. But later on, they will be not able to. They will be unable to sustain their powerful forces of the Britishers, and the Maratha will be defeated. And thereby, with Salabhai agreement, what happens? They will give Allahabad to the Britishers. So this is the results actually. So one by one, we will go to the reasons first for the Maratha war. So once again, children, I am explaining. Don't get confusion at all. Very clearly, I am telling, like a story you learn. So first is what happened in Maratha Empire. You know the previous, this one, Shah Alam II gave all the Diwani rights to the Britishers. So here what happens, after he becomes weak, the Marathas will extend their support to Shah Alam II. So in return, what he will do, he will give Kora and Allahabad. They are all small princely states actually. So these two territories will be given to, territories means what? Places. Okay. So these two places will be, will be given by, Kora and Allahabad will be given to the Marathas. So what happens here? One internally, what happens in Maratha Empire, the head will be Peshwa. So Madhav Rao, he will be very powerful king there. So he will die. So his brother Narayan Rao will come to the power. So this his uncle will be there, who is named as Raghava. His name will be Raghava. He will be angry on this and feeling jealous that his brother is made the Peshwa. He will be in eagerness to come to power. So when they will make Narayan Rao as a Peshwa, that time what he will do? He will plan for murder and he will murder Narayan Rao. So again this Maratha Federation will be there. So its members will take a decision to make Narayan Rao, Narayan Rao's son, who will be minor, to make him as the Peshwa. Again this will make more angry. His uncle will become more angry. Who is he? Raghava. He will become more angry, and to teach them a lesson, he will go to British army, British people, and seek their help. So already the Britishers will be having jealous that Shah Alam II had given Kora and Allahabad to these Marathas, and already these Marathas will be more powerful. As I told you earlier, that the Maratha and the Mysore kings were very powerful, and also the Sikh will be very Sikh in Punjabs will be very powerful. So they wanted to capture these territories. So that's why taking this as an advantage, British army will go and fight against the Maratha. So this will break that will break first Anglo-Maratha war. And here what happens, the results will be that that at the beginning what happens, they'll be in upper hand only, Marathas will be winning. But again later on what happens, they'll be unable to sustain, means they'll be unable to face the powerful army of the Britishers, and the Marathas will be defeated, and with Salabai agreement will be made, and the place, that is Allahabad, will be returned to the Britishers. And again what will happen, Madhav Rao too they will make Madhav Rao too as the Peshwa. So this is the result. Now let me write on the board. So you all write, you can make the reasons. In very simple this thing you write, children, that is Narayan Rao will be murdered by Raghova. Okay, who will be murdered? Narayan Rao will be murdered by Raghova. And then Maratha Federation will make, okay, will make his son, Narayan Rao son, as Peshwa. This will enrage Raghova and seeks help of British. That's all. This is the reason. What, Narayan Rao was murdered by Raghova. Maratha Federation will make Narayan Rao son, okay, his minor son as Peshwa. So this will enrage Raghova and he seeks Britishers help. So this was the reason for the outbreak of first Anglo-Maratha war. Is it clear, everybody? So this is the reason. Now what are the results of first Anglo-Maratha war? So we will write the results now. Please make the points. I already told you to make points of this one, okay, and learn it. Okay, same thing will be in the class of hand. Whatever notes will be given and you have to learn it. So you can make it. It's very, very important. In a very simple way we are writing on the board so that it will be easy for you. Please copy it down in your points notebook, right? So okay, now next we will go, what are the results of this first Anglo-Mysore war? Very simple. The results of the results of first Anglo-Mysore war will be that Marathas will be defeated by Britishers. Then next is Allahabad is given back is given. Next is Madhav Rao 2. Will become the Peshwa, and it will end with Salbhai agreement. Okay, so one by one just recall how you have to say. Please say it with me only, you can all read it. Marathas will be defeated. First Anglo-Mysore war, sorry, Maratha war. Marathas will be defeated by the Britishers. Then Allahabad will be given to the Britishers. Next, Madhav Rao too becomes the Peshwa, will be named as Peshwa, and next it will end with an agreement which is known as Salbai agreement. Got it? Is it clear, everybody? So once again you repeat. Results of first Anglo-Maratha war is Marathas will be defeated, then by the Britishers, then Allahabad will be given to the Britishers, then Madhav Rao too will be named as the Peshwa. Next, and it will end with Salbhai agreement. So very easy to learn it. Now today itself you can learn it and you can become pakka in history, in answering history questions. So next we will go to, now you all copy down, children, this one. So next we will go to now the implementation of, after first Maratha war, the Governor General, after Dalhousie, Lord Wellesley will become the Governor General of East India Company. Yeah. Next, the implementation of, now the next Governor General will come, he will become the Governor General of East India Company. In 17 till from 1798 to he will remain from till 1805, and Lord Wellesley will be the Governor General of East India Company from 1798 to 1805. So what happens after he comes, many places will go into the hands of the Britishers, because he implements one policy which is known as subsidiary policy. Subsidiary alliance. And this will be implemented in the year 1798 by Lord Wellesley. Okay. So what is this subsidiary alliance? It is a military protection. Okay. What it is? It's generally a military protection to the king by the East India, by the British Army. So what it is a military protection agreement. In general, when you talk, it is subsidiary alliance is nothing but subsidiary alliance is military protection agreement. Military protection agreement between between the Governor General and the British Army. So what is this military protection agreement means? They will give, if the king comes with some mutual understanding, or whatever the Britishers will tell the king to do it, to gain monopoly over other kingdoms and all. During that time, when he will agree, or whatever the conditions which will be put on the kings by the Britishers, if it is agreed, then what happens? They will come into this military protection agreement. What are the conditions of this subsidiary alliance? Okay, what is subsidiary alliance? It is a military protection agreement between the that particular respective king and the Britishers. Okay, so what is this? So conditions, let us know one by one of this one, subsidiary alliance. So here the British Army, the first condition is that the king had to keep British Army in his kingdom. Okay, what is the first one? He has to keep, the condition for subsidiary alliance is the king had to keep the British Army in his kingdom, and without the permission of East India Company, the king should not wage war with any other kingdoms without the permission or you can write without the permission of Governor General. Without the permission of Governor General, the king should not wage war with any other king. Okay. The second one is that without the permission of the Governor General, excuse me, children. Yeah, without the permission of the Governor General, the king should not wage war with any other kingdom. Okay, everything must be informed to the Governor General. And next, no other than the English, no English resident would be one resident in the sense officer, okay, of the Britishers. One of the Britisher, Englishman, okay, he is known as officer actually. They are known as resident, and this resident, English resident, will be in the court of the king. You got it? Main king, like Supreme Court is there for India. So there, like in the respective king's court, one English officer, resident, will be there in the court. So whatever the court hearings, any matter, those matters and all will be known to the English person. So they are traitors, like they'll be knowing everything, and then they had to inform to the East India Company. So all the political matters, administration matters, everything they will come to they will come to know by placing this British resident in the court of the king. So the British, you can note down when I am saying, the British resident must be there in the court of the king, and no other than Britishers, no European country men should indulge in the matters of the king, and without the permission of Governor General, the king should not wage war with any other king. Okay. Next, so for this, all these conditions, and mainly the expenses of the, I forgot to write. So the main thing is all the expenses of this British army will be maintained by the who has to take on his head? The king has to take over. He should take over all the expenses. He should bear all the expenses of the maintenance of the British army who will be placed in his kingdom. So the main thing is the expenses of British army will be bared by the king. Got it? So all the expenses like their wages, whatever, for food, everything, the expenses must be maintained by the Indian king wherever the British army is living there. So all the expenses he should maintain, and in return of all these conditions, the king must agree. When he comes in the agreement of, when he comes in the net of subsidiary alliance, what happens? He should agree with all these conditions, and in return, the Britishers would give protection to the Marathas, okay, the respective king, not Maratha, like they, whoever, whichever king will come into the agreement, no, they will give protection to the kingdom. Got it? In return, they will give. So like this, what happened after this implement, the king were waging war with one another. So what happened? The Britishers would help, and then again they used to make the king to agree to subsidiary alliance. So like this, what happened? Under the regime of this Governor General Lord Wellesley, many places came under the British rule. The first one was Hyderabad. So the result of implementation, what happened of these policies? So what happened? The first place to go under subsidiary alliance was Hyderabad. The first state to agree was Hyderabad. And after that, many places came under the control of the Britishers. They were Mysore, Awadh, then Tanjore, Maratha, Berar, Pune, Gwalior, Gwalior, and many other states came under the subsidiary alliance. So, which were under the subsidiary alliance, what are the conditions? The first one was the king had to bear all the expenses of the British army, like their wages, their shelter, food, everything, all those expenses must be bear by the king. Next one was that without the permission of the Governor General of East India Company, the king should not wage war with any other king. Next, the next one was no other than Britisher, no other European country must be like he should not go and have alliance with those other Europeans other than the Britishers. Next, English resident, that is an English officer, would be in the court of the king. He will be there always. So under his this one only everything will go on. And this resident, like you have to just write one sentence, the English resident must be there in the court of the king. And in return of all this one, okay, and in case if the king will go and the permission is given by the Governor General, again the British army would help them. And next one was the in return of all this, what happens? The British would be giving military protection to that particular kingdom. But totally what happened? Their kingdom also came under their control, under the Britishers' control. So this is somewhat what we call a very cunning policy which was implemented by the Britishers. So next one, what happened? Because of this implementation of a subsidiary alliance, which was agreed by our Indian kings, the first state to come under subsidiary alliance was Hyderabad. And after Hyderabad, many other states, Mysore, Awadh, Tanjavur, Marathas, then Berar, Pune, Gwalior and other states came under the control of subsidiary alliance. So this was a major advantage, okay, for the Britishers after the implementation of subsidiary alliance. Now I'll be giving you one home assignment now. So which I'll be writing. This is home assignment number 2. The first one, I gave you some 15 questions to write the answers and keep it. Now the second one is you have to write this homework number 2. So the questions which I am giving, please copy it down, question, answer. So from these points only, and later on your notes also will be given forwarded. So PDF will be sent to you children. So from there you can copy. So whoever not like you have not purchased the textbook, it doesn't matter at all. From the points which I am giving on the board as well as from your class of notes only, I'll be giving you few questions which you have to write question answer like that. Okay. So let me write on the board the questions. See. Very seriously you have to take up your study work, children. Don't be negligent like teacher is not there, no one is like supervising us, so why we have to take this, we will see when the school will reopen. Don't dream such things and like you don't consider anything like that. Be positive and think over your future, gain knowledge whatever we are teaching, cooperate with your parents and your study work also, complete it on time and be very confident when you come to school. This is home assignment number 2. First one I already gave you with 15 questions. That was bridge course home assignment. So now the first question is, what were the reasons for first Anglo-Maratha war? Next question. Write the results of first Anglo-Maratha war. And when I am giving the assignments, home assignment number 1, you have to name it, numbers must be given. Then you take a fresh page and then you have to write home assignment number 2 and write question, answer, question, answer. Next, write the results of first Anglo-Maratha war. Next, who implemented subsidiary alliance? Next, write the conditions of subsidiary all one time only, children, don't want two times, and you have to learn also. So today itself, as soon as you are seeing the class, after watching it, you are noting down the points also in the point notebook, put the date, and then immediately you write the homework so that it will be easy for you. Don't keep any pending work, children. So with this, I end up my class, children. Next, again, I'll be continuing with this unit. Thank you. Stay home. Stay safe.